Hey y'all. Today's video is actually an introduction to what one of the things the Lord wants to do with this channel. So, basically, the Lord has set it on my heart to start a series about the cross section between mental health and spiritual matters. I am very excited to delve into this because I personally have a lot of experience with this. Mental health and psychology actually was what I studied in school, what I got my degree in. But obviously, I'm not a professional or anything. But the Lord has also simultaneously graced me to know certain things of the Spirit to where I can bridge the gap between the two, because psychology and all of that and mental health efforts are like the world's understanding of what is going on spiritually. And I just recently realized that view, and there's room for it to really, really help people. There's room for it to really set people free in a way that the world just can't. Right now, if you listen to any experts or anything, they know that they can give you drugs, or they can give you or suggest that you go to therapy or something like that, but it's said over and over again, there is no cure to mental health, or no current cure. Well, there won't ever be. There really won't ever be. The solutions that people find are band-aid solutions, because mental health stuff has a side to it. I'm not saying that it's completely like this, but it has a side to it that has to do with things of the spirit, is spiritual. Not all of it, but some of it. So, that being said, it's really important and really helpful if you can understand some of the spiritual principles, behind the afflictions that you or someone you may know be going through. There's such a difference. My personal testimony is the Lord has set me free from, I have 7 different testimonies, okay? But he set me free from a lot of mental health issues. And that is so different than just not, how do I say this? It's different to know that you're set free and that your mind is transformed, and that there's no way you can go back to that possible way of thought, versus it maybe letting it go, but it always being something that can linger in the background, if that makes sense. For an example, when it comes to depression, people always said, you know, after you are out of your teens, you get a little bit older, you get a bit more mature, it'll be easier. You won't think this way, blah blah blah. And to a degree, they're right. They're not completely wrong. However, it wasn't like I became an adult and then all of a sudden I was fine. Yes, it got better, but I still had the roots of a lot of that stuff still in me, because my way of thought didn't actually change. There was no transformation. It's just that now I just, life is life, and I don't have as much time to give into those ways of thought. But make no mistake, if I felt anxious, if I felt sad, if I felt anything less than neutral or happy, there was a potential that I could work myself up into a tizzy, as they say. So the Lord has completely freed me, like completely. It's so crazy. There is a transformation in my mind that it's like, I don't know. It's like wearing these glasses. It's like, wow. I mean, I do it for aesthetic reasons, to be honest, but it's like, wow, I can see stuff that I didn't even know I could see. So that's what it's like, to be honest. But um yeah, I think we'll dive a little bit more into that. I have no idea what this is gonna look like because he just placed it on my spirit today in worship with him. And I was just like, what? Okay, this is exciting, but I don't know what you want, Lord. So you're gonna have to be holding the reins here. But we're gonna look at several verses. We're gonna look at the biblical and what it says, and then I'm gonna expand on that with either my experiences and or the spiritual implications to what a verse is talking about and what it looks like um in the world, if that makes sense. So we're going to look at the verses that talk about like anxiety and oppressive spirits and the importance of our words and how that can shape, how do I say this, how that can shape our reality, I suppose. um how the positioning of our heart, like all this stuff. So we'll be looking at that over a series of time. Tomorrow's topic, I don't know how he's going to have me do this, but tomorrow's topic is going to be about sound mind or lack thereof, what that is and what that looks like. And that's a really, really key, that's a foundational thing, a really great place to start. Um, so I highly recommend watching that when it comes out because that one is pretty eye-opening. But yeah, we're going to discuss that tomorrow. And maybe some other stuff, but definitely that. And I think this will really help a lot of people, hopefully. Um I think that's it for the most part. That's pretty much the gist of it. So this will be a frequent or semi-frequent thing. I have no idea what the schedule will look like, but we'll just see. Um and yeah, so I'm excited. And we'll see how this all goes. Thank you for watching. And if you want to tune in tomorrow at some point, I will have a video up talking about what it is to truly have a sound mind versus what it isn't. And we'll dive deep into this topic. That's it. That's all I have for you. Bye.